Welcome everybody here to our Zoom meeting here. We are starting off the brand new year with a brand new program here to do a complete, I should say, charge you up with some really upline support and training with the Live Younger team here. We have an excellent team, fastest growing in Canada, and we are actually so excited to have our mentors and support Zena, Judy Daniel, and they all my upline support. Zena, of course, is my dearest lady. She's on there from New Brunswick. It was my sponsor, and also we got Judy Daniel, who is actually her sponsor, and Gregory, Mascari, and Robin. They are their sponsors. So that's a genealogy and the lineage. So you all need to know them, and you're part of this beautiful team here. We are growing rapidly in Canada because of their support. They'll go over some of the strategies of getting started for new people and those who've been around to maybe we'll do a CPR on you guys, to get you going. Gregory is good at that, so we'll get you in going there, Gregory, in a minute. But I'm honored and privileged to have this Zoom meeting happening start of the year. We'll try to hold this every weekend, hopefully every Saturday.
Mhm.
And this we want to have everybody on there as much as possible, because you'll pick up something, a word of wisdom from everybody here, especially some of us are still so green and new at this business. And we Judy Daniel just became presidential, so we want to hear from Judy also how she got there. So we are excited. The floor is yours, Gregory, and I appreciate you giving this time this afternoon, Saturday afternoon, to be part of our Zoom meeting here. Okay.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Rashid, and hello, Live Younger Canada. It's so great.
Hello.
Yeah, this is
Hello.
so great.
You know what happened? He's in now. He's talking now.
To see all of you. And if everyone could mute your line until, you're asking a question, your turn to talk, that'll be great. And I may just looks like everybody's muted really well. Janice, I'm going to go ahead and mute you for now. So thanks for joining us. And welcome, welcome, welcome from Bozeman, Montana. And I just hats off to each and every one of you because, with your help and Rashid's leadership, you are setting Canada on fire, Canada, Toronto. And I know the way the business grows and goes, pretty soon you'll have outreaches probably all over the world, but you're doing a great job in Canada, despite the pandemic and lockdown and everything else. So for me, this was a change of gears, learning to use Zoom and communicating. And it's actually kind of good. My travel expenses have gone way down, because of the pandemic. And I get to see more people. It's like I'm in Canada right now, and I didn't have to pack my bag to be there. So it's so good to be with you. And just briefly, my background: I've been 32 years full time in direct sales, network marketing. I like to say I've been from the trenches to the boardroom and back. I've been a field leader, I've been a corporate leader, I've been a consultant, and one of the things that I found over the years, it's easy to find a place to stay, hard to find a home. And I'm so excited that Rob and I have found a home with LifeWave. And I don't need to tell you about LifeWave too much because you know enough to have already joined and to be part of the community. But, it's the old adage, everybody likes preaching to the choir, but so it's nice to have the choir gathered together here today. And I might preach to you a little bit, but, our intent is to kind of, connect, get to know everybody a little bit, get to know us, get to know your upline leadership, me and Zena and Judy. Our sponsor is Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Joan. Our upline from there is Kai Jacobson, and he's one of the top 10 income earners in the company. And we're on his trail. We're working our way up the ladder in that regard. But, we're really excited. And, I thought it'd be good to just give you a little bit of background of the company and why that our timing is so good. And you probably know that the company, or David actually started perfecting and proving the whole concept of photobiomodulation or phototherapy with a contract with the US government and Navy SEALs back in the late 90s and early 2000s. It worked so well, and he developed the energy patch. It worked so well that somebody or a group of people convinced him. The story is somebody on an airplane convinced him to launch it into a network marketing. I mean, in 2004, LifeWave was born. And the company started out, and as Robin likes to talk about, and if you listen to our Tuesday evening calls where my wife, Robin, every Tuesday, she gives an overview of the company and the products, and then introduces one of our doctors. And every week we have a new doctor or a different doctor, or a rotation of different doctors. So I encourage you to plug into the Tuesday night calls. Great for guests, great for distributors. But as she talks, there was really 3 phases of the evolution of LifeWave. And phase 1, coming out of when they launched with the energy patch, the company did really well. They had 1 patch, no confusion. You didn't have to figure out which patch to give which person because they only had 1 patch. Well, they actually had 2 because the energy, there's a brown one and a white one, but they only had one product. The company grew incredibly fast, did really well. So well that they came out with another patch and another patch and another patch. And you know what? Things kind of slowed down a little bit. They went through phase 1, which was symptom based, where they came out with the energy patch and the ice wave and the sleep patch and a few others. And, and so they had a handful of patches. And so, people join, they have to figure out which patch to give who when. And then they kind of launched into the anti-aging phase with the Y-Age cluster products, the 3 products that make up the Y-Age, the glutathione, the Eon, and what's the other one, Judy? Glutathione, Eon, carnosine. Thank you, Zena. And so by that time, and that was 2018, the company over, from 2004 to 2018, what is that? That's like 14 years. They ended up with a mix of about 8 or 9 different products. And you know what? Their growth had kind of slowed. In 2018, which is when we found out about them, they just began beta testing. Phase 3 of the company's growth, we're now into regenerative science. And David has been incubating this for like 10 years. So this didn't just happen. In 2018, they beta tested the X39. And Robin was fortunate enough to get in on that beta test because Kai Jacobson, a good friend of ours, called. And you probably all have heard Robin's story. She was contemplating stem cell injections in her knee. And Kai said, stem cell patch. And she says, okay, how fast can I get it? And, she got it a few days later and put it on the back of her neck like the X39 we do. And 7 days later, her knee stopped hurting. So go figure. So, but that kind of launched the company into a whole new cycle of growth and prosperity because, the X39 does more than probably all the other patches put together. Okay, so, and when they launched X39, we were fortunate enough, when we came in, we didn't know about all the other patches. In fact, for the first 90 days, Robin didn't even use any of the other patches. She just got such amazing results from X39. During those 90 days, she had a few close friends like Judy and a couple others that she couldn't keep the secret from. And told about it, and they got similar results, and so, Judy and Robin were both working together, very high profile in another company that I was a consultant to. Rashid knows that company because he almost joined as a consultant also, and decided, that, he saw through their inefficiencies quicker than I did, but, good product, but not a good management team. But anyway, Robin started having such great success with the product that as we moved into 2019, the penny kind of dropped for her. And I will admit it dropped for her sooner than it dropped for me. But the penny kind of dropped. But to put things in perspective, in 2018, the company did a little over $22 million in sales, which is less than $2 million a month, which is respectable. That's a good sized business. But in October of 2020, 2 years later, we did $18 million in sales in 1 month. So we did almost as much in 1 month in 2018, in 2020 as we did in the whole year of 2018. Now, we were fortunate enough that we came in and we've rode that wave to success. And I will say the primary reason for our success over all the other people because there was thousands of LifeWave distributors already in place when X39 was launched. But to all of the existing distributors, it was another product on top of all the other products. They have this smorgasbord. And for us, it was like, oh my God, this is the tip of the spear. Never seen anything like that. And part of my background, I was a vice president of sales of an anti-aging nutrition company. I knew the anti-aging market. I knew that it's, I've participated in the A4M, which is the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, participated in their annual conferences and such, because that was our target market with that other company I was, helped launch and was in the vice president of sales. So when I found out about this company, I went, oh my gosh, this is taking anti-aging to a whole nother level, because this is really regenerative science. As opposed to just slowing down the clock of aging, we're turning it back. We're helping people regenerate and rebuild vital organs, glands, brain cells. I mean, it's amazing what's going on with X39. So our philosophy when we joined, that we developed very quickly on, when I spoke with a lot of the previous leaders, like David Jumper and Kai had been around, they explained the evolution of the company. And we realized that we now needed to have a single product focus in a multi-product company. And that set us apart from everybody else, because again, there was thousands of people who have been around for, some of them 5, 10, 14 years, because the company was 14 years old when we joined. They had a big head start over us. So why did our group become the fastest growing group in North America in 2019? In fact, in January 2020 at the annual conference in Las Vegas, we were awarded the fastest growing team in North America. And why is that? It's because when we first talked to somebody, we were X39 focused. In fact, I have some of our top leaders, senior presidential diamonds in our group that are earning really serious money. They won't even talk about another product. I mean, we're a little bit more liberal. We'll talk about some of the other products, but we're focused. And so I just want to drill that in for all of you. We have a single product focus in a multi-product company. And at this point, I use almost every product, okay? But in the beginning, all we use is X39. So I just wanted to set that up. And another reason I think our group has grown so quickly is I'm a systems guy. I come from a background in manufacturing prior to getting into network marketing. And when I got into network marketing, I brought that systems orientation into network marketing, both from a field position and from a corporate position. And systems duplicate, people do not. So I've always striven to figure out, to help create and provide a system to my organizations, that would enable them to rapidly duplicate. That was easy to learn, easy to do, easy to teach. So we do have something that we fondly call the Live Younger Success System. I'm sure you all know about our Getting Started guide, and we have regular scheduled calls and in evenings on Monday and Tuesday evenings. We have chats on Monday and Thursday mornings. We have Dr. Nicholas calls on Wednesday afternoon. You need to know about these calls. You don't necessarily need to be on all of them, okay? Because some of you are part-time, some of you are full-time, but you do need to know they exist and plug in. One of the keys to success is plugging into the system. And we have a success system. And I want to now kind of introduce two of my favorite ladies, Judy Daniel and Zena Locke, because they have taken, they've created a really important cornerstone in our Live Younger Success System, which is the website, the Nitty Gritty 101. And if you haven't been there yet, you need to write it down. You need to become familiar with it. But I'm going to turn it over to you first, Judy, to just maybe give it a little background. What inspired you to create Nitty Gritty 101, and let you and Zena, give a little guided tour.
All right, wonderful, Gregory. It's always so inspiring I want to make sure my mic was on. So inspiring to listen to you. And thank you for the fact that you and Robin bring your hearts first and your systems second. That's I feel so at home working with both of you. You're my sponsors, and it's exactly the same with Zena. I love working with you, Zena, because we bring our
My school affiliation. It's a
Oh.
university in
I'm gonna mute somebody there. Sorry. Go ahead.
okay, because Zena and I bring our hearts and our minds. So the Live Younger success system is central to everything, and that gave birth to nittygritty101.com. Without everything that you have done, Gregory, we wouldn't have Nitty Gritty 101. And why did I create it? Why did I create it? I wanted to keep my life simple. I'm all about uncomplicated, simple. Distributors would call me with a question about something, and I would explain it. I know they'd be writing it down in a notebook or the back of a Kleenex box. So, and then sort of forget where they had it. Then they'd be too embarrassed to say, I forget, where am I supposed to find it? And I thought, if we just put it up on a simple little GoDaddy website, so this is my very first website ever, as you know, Gregory. And it just kind of grew and grew and grew with the help of everyone, like people, distributors who had ideas. I don't understand this. Can you explain it differently? Well, yes, I can. So and Zena and I have worked so well together about what is important, how to word it, etc. But enough talking about it. What I would like to do is have the Nitty Gritty 101 brought up on the screen. And there we are.
There we are. And before you go any further, I do want to give everybody a little background on Judy Daniel. Besides being one of our newest presidential directors in LifeWave, yay.
Yay!
Judy has a background in teaching, so she's learned how to teach. And she also has a very substantial background in network marketing on the corporate and field side. She was a director of operations or customer service, I forget, Judy, for a very fast growing network marketing company down in Southern California for a number of years. So she knows the trials, tribulations, and challenges of a fast growing network marketing company like LifeWave. And then she came over to the light side, and she migrated and has built several very substantial distributor organizations. And we're just so honored and proud to have her, one of our most cherished, personally sponsored distributors in LifeWave. So thank you, Judy.
Oh, thank you, Gregory. We are having fun.
We are having fun.
And Robin began as a customer, as did I. So never downplay customers. You might sponsor 10 customers. Out of that, one decides to build a business. So thank you very much, Gregory, for your kind words. Back to Nitty Gritty. You'll see across the navigation bar, we have welcome, start here, calls, patches, share and enroll, customers, distributors, and what's new. But what we're on right now is the welcome page. So Gregory, if you were my newly sponsored distributor, oh, happy day that would be. If you were my newly sponsored distributor, living, far away, I would say bring up nittygritty101.com on your computer. I bring it up on mine. And rather than my doing a screen share and my doing the pointing to the various places, I like engagement. I like activity. So Gregory, you're my new distributor. And here we are on the page. Welcome. Hi, Robin. You began it all, Robin. Thank you. Thank you. You look beautiful as usual, glowing. You must be wearing X39. All right. So here we are on the welcome page. So we designed this website to help you orient quickly and easily to the company and to all that our Live Younger community has to offer. Think of it as a fast facts reference site for customers and members. I put the customers and members in there because this is not a prospecting site. You don't get to bring your prospect to this website. It's for all customers and members. So, is this your first visit? If so, we suggest you begin by exploring the following pages located on the navigation bar. You can see how specific I get. start here, calls, patches. And then if you can scroll down, Gregory, please and thank you. And then what about your return visit? Well, hopefully you'll return time and time again to this website. When you do, try following this approach. Select what's new. First thing you do on your return visit, what's new? Secondly, explore a different page than you did on your previous visit. You don't have to do them all, just one more page. And why? In other words, chew off just a bit more than you did the last time you visited Nitty Gritty. So that's really key. What you do with your distributor, you bring them here together. It's not as though you say, hey, go check out nittygritty101.com and you're on your own. You really want to do it together. Zena and I often read paragraphs back and forth, so that's good. Then I said, scroll down to learn about David Schmidt, read his words about success. So here's the Living Younger Longer, and I'll just read what he said about success. Well, even better, Gregory, why don't you read it for us? Because this is how I do it, back and forth with a new distributor. So let's do it that way.
I'd be happy to. If you wish to be successful, first start by praying for guidance and choosing a path that allows for service to others. It is when we surrender ourselves to serving the greater good that we are empowered to achieve things that seemed impossible or out of reach before. That's so beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful? And it's because of David Schmidt's vision and what he created, especially the X39, that I'm here right now as part of the X39 team. So let's turn this over to Zena, who's going to take us through start here, calls. I'll come back and do patches. And that would be all we would do with the distributor on their first visit. So Zena, wonderful. Zena, you do such incredible Zoom trainings. You offer support, your emails that you send out, and I know how you care about each distributor. So Zena, over to you for start here and calls.
Great. Thank you very much, Judy. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, loud and clear,
Okay,
Zena.
great. Well, thank you, Gregory, as well, and you, Judy, and of course, Rashid there for the introduction. I certainly do appreciate that. And as you know, everybody all together have been a huge reason why this team has excelled, and certainly under the leadership of Robin and Gregory. So I think it's important for people to understand that I actually use this site daily, whether it's for calls that are coming up or when I'm working with the team, or if somebody has a question, you know, we'll, like Judy said, we'll say, well, let's go to Nitty Gritty and let's take a look at that. So I do use it all the time. And also, as a big part of the Live Younger success system is its tools. And this is a fantastic tool. My dad always used to say to me, you know, to do the job right, you have to have the right tools. So here we go. This is one of the tools that we have. So with that being said, so like Judy said, we'll begin with start here. So if you could click over to start here, Gregory, that would be awesome. Thank you very much. So start here has 4 sections. So the first 2 that we can see there are, this really helps someone who's new, who's truly beginning their journey with LifeWave. And as you can see here, the first one is all about staying connected. So as Gregory was saying, being plugged in. So you want to learn how to get connected with your team, Live Younger. And there's newsletters with corporate, Live Younger, and Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Joan. So these 3 newsletters alone will help you keep informed on what's happening during the week with your business, learning more about the patches, and of course, what is happening at the corporate level. The second one there is your websites and how to log in. So, you know, we go over the 2 replicated websites. As Gregory and Judy are saying, we're, you know, multi-product company with a single product focus. So we obviously use that lifewavex39.com. And then that's what we use. So notice here too that with this particular spot here, you're going to have a direct link once you know where your sites are and stuff like that. There's a link there to, you know, how to enroll your customers. Further down the page there, Gregory, on the bottom left-hand side, you're going to see the health tracker. And of course, we encourage everybody to use it, as this is, all this business is about duplication. I mean, you're going to hear that from everybody. It's about duplication. So whatever you do, your people will do. If you want them to use the health tracker, you got to use it yourself as well too. And then off to the right there, we have Welcome to LifeWave, where we provide, the information to contact LifeWave Corporate, then a direct link to the corporate YouTube channel, where you'll find the company's products and business trainings. And then one of our most important tools, In Touch. And guess what? It's free. So once you've gained permission and you send your prospects to send a video, you do it right from your phone. Everything they do in the link you send them, you'll be notified immediately when they watch, how much they watched, how many times they watched it. And it also lets you know if they visited your website as well too. So that's the Start Here tab. If we can go over to the Calls tab, please, Gregory. Great. So the first link is the weekly team calls. And as you can see, there's two columns. There's a product oriented, and it's great for guests as well. And then we have the business as well too. So let's see here. Don't mind me, it's kind of small.
Can you enlarge that, Gregory? Can you just enlarge that a bit? There we are.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, so product oriented and business oriented. So you can see here, when we try to keep the meetings for 20 minutes to half an hour, so that it's informative and a great part of your day. But Monday mornings, I love these ones. It's your X39 product chat. Monday nights, it's our community. Robin and Gregory do a sort of a get out of the gate on a Monday call and give us all the information that we need to move forward with that week. It's an excellent call. We have different things going on there. Tuesdays, we have the doctor call. And like Gregory said, it's awesome. We're always picking up tips and learning more through these doctors. It's great. Wednesdays is Dr. Nicholas. He does a call in the afternoon. Thursday mornings, we do the business team call. And then twice a month, we're starting 30 minutes of wisdom. And we're really looking forward to that. That's going to be a fantastic, and Robin will be doing that for us. So if we can go to the next page.
Webinars and Facebook?
Yes, please. Yeah, LifeWave webinars. So yeah, so the LifeWave webinars and Facebook page. So here you're going to find LifeWave Connect for all your corporate product and business trainings and how to register. You'll also see here David Schmidt's trainings and a link to go directly to those. And what else do we have here? We've got a link to connect. So LifeWave's Business Builders Facebook page. This is something fairly new. It's an awesome way to stay connected with corporate, with daily announcements, training and recognition, and more. And Judy, that pretty much wraps up the calls. So if you'd like to take over, thank you very much, guys.
All right, Zine, I love how often you use nitty gritty. If you click on call, Gregory, there's a third place under calls, the Live Younger replays. Just so you know it's there. I'm not going to go over it, but there are some stunning calls there. And I put, product focus, business focus. So you can go check those out whenever you want. And now let's click on patches, because it's the patches that brought us here. So patch tips and more. And then you can scroll down a little so we can see it. And what I like to do with somebody who's brand new is emphasize the patch tips. Stay hydrated, 12 hours on and 12 hours off. Patch placement. I talk about body heat, because some people were wearing them in their pockets in the summer, and that's not a good idea, because they are activated up to 3, 4, sometimes 5 inches away from your body. Non-transdermal, can I get the patches wet? So what this nitty gritty is really designed to empower everybody. So sometimes I forget something and I go back to nitty gritty and I find the answer for myself. I want to empower people. I want this to be an easy way to talk back and forth, all of that. So then we've got on our website off on the right, you can see elevate, activate, regenerate. So I put some info under elevate, under activate, under regenerate, and I'll let you explore that yourself. And Gregory, if you scroll down, so you can think of what I'm doing right now is showing somebody a map, like the old-fashioned maps we used to open up. And I'm showing all the villages and towns and what you'll find in each village and each town. But you want to get into the car and drive and experience each village, each town. And that's what I'm inviting you to do, is to get in here later on and really explore it. Just knowing what here is great. So here's our sun story. I put pets and patches because I like the alliteration of the P and P, so pets and patches. I'll let you explore that. And I think if you scroll down just a little bit more, I thought this was useful, 3 or 6 weeks. Clinical research shows that the longer you use X39, the more benefits you receive. A study performed shows that people who use X39 for 6 weeks have nearly double the improvements in energy when compared to using it for only 3 weeks. And Robin Blanc Mascari, our interviewer par excellence, thank you, Robin, for your brilliance and natural gifts in that arena. She interviewed Dr. Shauna Young on the effects of using LifeWave X39 over time. You might want to listen to that. And more importantly, you might want to bring your distributor to this place. And finally, some people are, they want to know how it's manufactured. So I put that up there from the X39 story guide. Gregory, if you scroll down, you'll notice on the bottom of pretty well every page, I put the reminder about medical claims. We're not healing people. We're not curing people. We've got to be very, very careful. So I keep my focus not on what's wrong with you, but what's right with you. And let's magnify that. And let's live younger, longer. And I say, how would you like to feel like you're feeling now 20 years from now? So that's my approach. If we just go back up to the patch drop down, Gregory, so we can see the little drop down. And we're not going to go through everything, but once again, I'm inviting you to come visit. It's like the little villages and towns, come explore. It's much better when you go there by yourself. So we've got the I put the testimonial second because it's about building belief. Watch and Learn has a lot of videos where you can watch, you can learn. Some people are not familiar with what stem cells are. So I created a little slideshow anyway, it's a slideshow. It's important to know about GHK copper peptide and then the patch placement. So the patch placement is incredible. Wendy Teague put together all the diagrams for all the patches in one document. It's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, see, Gregory's curious. I created the curiosity and he couldn't help but click on it. Well done. So look what Wendy did. And there are 4 pages and you can just see them all right there, handy, boom, boom, boom. You can print this off. It's a PDF.
Beautiful.
Yes. All right. So if we go back up to the patches at the top and just look at that drop down, look what you have there, but especially the watch and learn. Click on that. And once again, I want you to get so excited you want to come back to visit and listen to all of these. So we have 4 videos here, and scroll down just a little bit further, Look at them all. And here are all of not all of them, but major David Schmidt product trainings. X39 and glutathione, how phototherapy works, the role of copper in the body. I love learning from David Schmidt. He's the inventor. All right, so this ends our very first visit to nitty gritty. So I want you to just imagine right now that we've gone away, it's a couple of days later, and we come back to nitty gritty. So when it's our second visit or more, we come back. So if you click on welcome, Gregory, because that's what will come up when we come back. And remember, for your return visit, we want to click on what's new.
Mhm.
And up in the navigation bar, there we go. So here we are, the daily method of operation, which you're going to talk about right now, Gregory, I know. And just before we go there, I've recently added a click here for the weekly team call. So you can just click and see that schedule that Zena went over. On the left-hand side, I put up the recent newsletter in case somebody didn't get it in their email, and I show how you can subscribe. There's an update about Manager Mania, 30 minutes of wisdom with Robin, the free samples, you know, how it works, that's up on Nitty Gritty. I created a PDF for preferred customer registration. Jim Caldwell is excited about Nova 2021, and you can listen to him, and how to win a free sleeve of X39. So all of that is there to let you know what LifeWave is doing. It's a fast growing company, and this helps me keep my life simple, uncomplicated. And if I forget, I'm empowered to come back here. And on the right side is information about the Nova, how to register your team leaders. So now, so when you come back for your second visit and other visits subsequent, you click on what's new, just to get up to date, and then choose another page. So we're going to click on distributors and getting started. And now Gregory is no longer a brand new distributor on his first visit to Nitty Gritty. I'm graduating you, Gregory, back to the genius who created our Live Younger success system, which is what attracted me, Zena, Rashid. I know, Rashid, you're following it beautifully. So are you, Zena? Me too. But let's hear from the creator of this. Over to you, Gregory.
Thank you, Judy. And I had an epiphany watching you go through this. Here's how everyone, to ensure your new distributor's success, have them put Netflix on pause for 30 or 60 days and just hang out in Nitty Gritty, because you'll get, people really get the big picture of who we are, what we are. But, I'm reminded of something I heard from Darren Hardy, who's one of the most brilliant personal development trainers in America. He was actually the publisher of Success Magazine for many years. So he sat in the same seat as Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone. He's interviewed the most successful people on the planet, presidents and prime ministers and network marketing. But he specializes in direct sales. And Darren's a quotable quote. He says, if you're talking to somebody, you should be pointing to a tool. And that's how we build a large, successful, independent distributor organization with emphasis on independent, emphasis on successful. We want everybody who joins our team to be successful, but we also want them to be somewhat independent. And systems allow people to do that. As I said earlier, I'll say again, systems duplicate, people don't. Rashid is a brilliant presenter and trainer, hard to duplicate. Judy is a brilliant educator and networker, hard to duplicate. Zena is an incredible sponsor and upline support person. And we all have, my wife, Robin, is an incredible interviewer, but you know what? We each have our gifts. God, is really good about that. He gives us all a few gifts, but he doesn't give us all the gifts because we got to rely on other people. And so what we're doing is, the Live Younger success system is really the result of hundreds of years of the collective experience of some of the top industry earners and professionals that me and Judy and Zena and Robin and others have had a chance to work with over the decades, and we're pulling it together. So, my philosophy is, keep it simple, keep it duplicatable. And, the acronym KISS Kid, I love kissing my kids. I love my children. I got 6 of them. And I also love keeping my business simple, keeping it duplicatable, because I want to have a life. By God's grace, Robin and I now have over 30,000 people in our organization And if everyone depended on us, we wouldn't have a life. Okay. And so our goal really is to empower you, teach you, and give you the tools you need to succeed. And I want to discuss, before I turn it back over to Rashid and do some, Q&A, I want to discuss the simple daily method of operation. And this is what page are we on? We're in the distributors section, right?
Under getting started.
You're getting started. So boom, there we are right there, getting started. So that's, if you go there, you'll see this. And I think that I sent to Rashid a new getting started page, a handout that you could use when you enroll a new distributor. You could go over it with them. And before they even get to nitty gritty, they could start being successful. So the simple daily method of operation, DMO, every successful company in our industry has one. And sometimes, there's 3 or 5 points to it, but there's not 10 or 12. So I just want to go through this briefly with you and explain why it's so powerful. We are in the relationship business, and it's important to connect with people. So the first thing we talk about here in the daily method of operation is connect with your targeted candidates. And I like to say, heart to heart, make a connection. You don't want to call somebody up and say, hold on, I got to tell you about this historical breakthrough in stem cell technology. Well, who knows? Maybe their mom's in the hospital. Maybe their dog just died. You got to connect a little bit, find out if they're in a receptive mode. Hey, Judy, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope everything's going with you at home. Is all good with you? I know you're recovering from your surgery. All's good?
All's good. All's good. Hip, hip, hooray.
I love that. I love that. Hey, I've only got a few minutes, but I wanted to share something with you. Now I'm going to try and pique her interest. I know that, we've both been on kind of the anti-aging. We're both in the similar age group. And I realize my body's growing old faster than I am. And I've been working to do anything I can to slow it down. And I recently came across a historical breakthrough in stem cell technology. Now,
I've been researching stem cells.
That's so interesting because, Robin was also, and that's how we found out about this. She was ready to go out and spend $12,000 for a stem cell injection. And a friend of ours told us about this breakthrough technology. I don't know if you'd be interested, but I'd love to send you a sample, if you'd like to try it. I'd love to send you a sample. And
a free sample? Of course. Of course.
I mean, who doesn't say yes to a free sample? I say, well, great. Okay, well, Judy, what I'd like to do is I'm going to send you a link to a short 3-minute video. And I'd love you to take a quick look at that. And if that resonates with you, let's get back together and I'll get your address and I'll get a sample out to you. Fair enough?
Great. Fair enough. Sounds wonderful.
So I get on my phone, I go to InTouch, and I immediately, now because I've already got Judy in my contact record, when I go to share, I can share from, and I choose the first video there and I hit share. Oops, I hit play. I hit share. And then now I'm ready to, send a message. And almost before we get off the phone, Judy's got that 3-minute video.
Oh, it just came through. Perfect.
Awesome. Well, I'll get off and I'll let you watch it. And if you want to call me back when you're done, that'd be fine. Otherwise, let's see, it's Saturday afternoon. I know it's a little later for you because I'm, shall we connect later? You want to connect tomorrow sometime?
Oh, tonight. I'm very interested in stem cells. So this is interesting.
I'm just hanging out here at the house with Robin. So after you watch it, just give me a call back and we could chat about it.
I'll do it. Thank you, Gregory.
Oh, you're so welcome. I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
Okay.
So what I did is I've said this before, and I know it to be true. And those who've been in the business for a little while, you know it also. The hardest part of the business is to get people to watch the business. And you know what? That's not very hard. It's actually pretty easy. But my experience is if you ask 3 people to watch a video, 1 will watch it. Whereas I think if you offer them a sample before, you probably get 2, maybe 3 of them to watch it because they want the sample. So it increases them, it gives them more momentum. I like to say it's kind of like baiting the hook, but the video's the hook. Because when people watch that video, and let's just kind of play it through. So all of a sudden, Judy's watched the video, and I don't have to, now we're in follow-up. Ring, 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 Judy calls.
Hey, Gregory, is now a good time?
Yeah, this is perfect. So you saw the video, what did you think?
I am just wowed by that, using my light. I mean, I'm all about light, and this is, and it doesn't go into my body, nothing goes in. I mean, this is the coolest thing I've heard about. I'm very interested.
It really is. And let me tell you the results that Robin got. And I might share a story, and information. And, so right here in step 5, we say, follow up and take the appropriate action after they watch the video. It might be to answer questions. It might be a 3-way call. It might be to send a sample, but you know what? It might be sending another video, but some people like Robin on the first call, Kai didn't even have a video. All he did is mention stem cell technology, and she placed an order. So that's low hanging fruit. And so you may not have to send a sample. You may not have to send another video. You may get a customer right away, but let's just play it through and say, Judy asked a couple of questions. We have some small talk about it. And she goes, well, I'd love to try a sample. I said, that's great, Judy. I'm going to go ahead and put a sample. It's Saturday. I'll get it out in Monday's mail to you. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to send you a second video. And that first one was only 3 minutes. This one's a little longer, but it's a video by the genius scientist inventor, David Schmidt, that invented the product. And he's going to go into a little bit more science, but he's going to talk about the really broad base of benefits you might experience if you decide to use the X39, if you decide to try the X39. And the good news is we have a 30-day risk-free trial. You can try it 100% risk-free. So, I'll get that sample off. At the same time, I'll be sending you another video. So be on the lookout for that.
Okay, I will. Gregory, thank you.
So, so the goal is, the key to success in marketing and sales is once you make you an initial connection, you never end one exposure without scheduling the next. So Judy, I'm going to get that sample out on Monday. I'm going to send you that video, and I'll check back with you. Maybe on Monday, I'll give you a call, let you know I got the sample out, and maybe by then you've watched that other video and you might have some more questions for me.
Okay.
Fair?
All right. I'll write them down.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. When you watch it, just make a note of any questions you have. But trust me, folks, this is $1 million success tip. Never, never, never end one exposure without scheduling the next. And once you put someone in process of evaluation, some people like Robin needed one exposure. That doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen sometimes. And other people, typically people need 4 or 5 exposures. They're going to have that first exposure. They're going to watch the video. They're going to have another call. They're going to watch another video. They're going to get a sample, and they're going to sign up as a customer or distributor. Never know. Some people need a lot of information to make a decision. Some people need a little bit of information to make a decision. Our job, as it says down at the bottom here, is to give people the right amount of the right information to help them make an informed decision. Now, one of the things that we've got for you to make this so simple, there's only two tools you need to succeed with LifeWave. Well, I guess there's 3. You need the product, X39, okay? But then you need the sample cards, and these are going to be available to order in Canada later on this coming week. Finally, we've got them, our systems put together with Vistaprint, so you'll be able to sample card. You can attach a sample, down here at the bottom and put it off in the mail to people, or you can physically, if you're meeting with somebody, you might physically give it to them. So that's one tool, is a sample card with a sample, and the other is the InTouch app. This is such a powerful tool, because the beauty I didn't mention, but probably most of you know, when Judy watches one of those videos, I get an instant alert that says, oh, Judy Daniel watched video. In fact, then I could click on her account on my phone and I could say, oh, Judy Daniel started the second video, but she only watched half of it. So when I call her back on Monday, you know, I say, Judy, I see that you started that first video, but I know you're probably busy. I don't know when you get a chance to watch the rest of it. She's going to think, oh, this guy's psychic. How does he know that? You know, it's the system keeps track of who watches what, when, and how much of it they watch. This is a very powerful assist to all of us, you know, when we're sharing information. Again, our job is to give people enough information to make an informed decision about our products and about our business. Some people are going to join as customers. Some people are going to join as directors, excuse me, as distributors, business builders. Many times customers will turn into business builders. My wife, Robin, started as a customer, had no intention or desire to build another business because she was very actively high profile involved in another company. But the results that she got and several of her dear friends got wouldn't let us not move forward on it. So that was a lot, you know, we covered a lot of ground. So that's all I had to share.
Gregory, why don't you just scroll down on this page? Then people can see the document you sent to Rashid.
Okay, so let me,
Just keep scrolling. There we are. So you can download that PDF.
And this is what I would recommend that you give to all of your new people when you're signing up a new person. You know, have a copy of this and talk about, you know, our daily method of operation, because people don't need to know much, they need to do much. Okay, this is a doing business, not a knowing. In the sharing and caring business, as I said, the hardest part is getting people to watch the videos and offering an X39 sample to get more people to watch the videos. Sending videos with samples, it just works. And so thank you, Judy, for putting that there. And this was a brand new document that just got completed yesterday. So you're the first group really to see this. So,
You did a great job on this, Gregory. Thank you for creating it. I just put it up there.
yeah, thank you. You know, our daily method of operation of using the samples and the InTouch app together work flawlessly. And so I'd like to challenge everyone to decide whether you're a 1, 2, or a 3 a day person. If you want to grow consistent, if you want to be a distributor and build an income, supplementary or replacement, you want to build consistent, the tortoise and the hare, the tortoise wins the race. Commit to at least getting out one sample and video per day to somebody. If you want to grow faster, get out 2 a day. You want to grow, if you're really serious, go 3 a day, and your business, you know, you won't believe where you are 3 to 6 months from now. And come 12 months from now, this will be a senior presidential meeting we'll be having with all of you, because your businesses will grow and flourish. So it is a numbers game. You've heard me say it over and over again. It's not magical, it's mathematical, and you need to determine how fast you want your business to grow and match that with the activity.